welcome back to the case for Tesla. Just looking this morning here, today's Monday, August 26th, 2024. I'm seeing a sharp drop here in Tesla stock. Again, I don't really like to, follow the Tesla stock news every single day, but there was some news today that I'd like to just kind of bring you up to date on here. So it looks like Tesla is dropping this morning. Again, not really sure why, other than, if you scroll down a bit, you see here Canada to hit China with tariffs on electric vehicles and steel. Now, that may sound bad. Now, how does that hit Tesla? Well, in Canada, Tesla actually imports their cars from China rather than California or Texas. And so that kind of affects, obviously, Tesla because, to my knowledge, Canada only imports Chinese EVs from Tesla. There are no other Chinese EVs in the marketplace in Canada. And so this is obviously some news. Do we need to be concerned about? I don't think so. All right, so here's the headline. Canada imposes a 100% tariff on imports of Chinese-made electric vehicles. Let's see what the finance media has to say.
Let's get to some trending tickers that we're watching here as the European Union slashed its proposed import tariff on Tesla vehicles built in China. The stock moving higher. The commission now setting a tariff rate of 9% for the EV maker. That's far lower than the 20.8% that was actually teased and indicated in July here. It seems that there's still some other plans to impose a 17% tariff on BYD. That's down just fractions of a percent as well. And then you've also...
All right, so does this really bode well or negatively for Tesla? Quite frankly, not concerned. Why? Because Tesla has a factory in Europe. So, the Model 3s that are coming out of Shanghai, sure, they'll be a little more expensive in the EU, but given that, they've got a factory in Berlin, I'm not too concerned.
We've got some other automakers. SAIC, that's going to be at about 36.3%. That's also been lowered. And then Geely has also been lowered just a few fractions of a percent as well. So Tesla, at least the shares right now, reacting positively.
Yeah, they certainly are reacting positively, and I think it was all just because of those expectations, so not as bad as feared. And also when you stack up the tariffs that we're going to see placed on Tesla and compare that to some of the other cars that are manufactured within China, you have SAIC, they're facing a 36% tariff. Of Volvo's parent company, Geely, 19.3%, BYD.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through this entire video here, but based off of what the European Union has done, it sounds like it's going to hurt Chinese EV makers. Probably not as bad as initially assumed. However, Tesla is going to be affected, but again, it's only going to be their Model 3s and any other vehicles built out of China, which right now, to my understanding, it's only the Model 3s. So the Model Ys are not affected by this. Again, Europe, they've got a European factory in Berlin, Germany. So this really is a nothing burger in my mind, given that the Model Y is the most sold vehicle in the world, quite frankly. In terms of the Canadian news, I was hoping for something from Yahoo Finance here, but it doesn't look like they've mentioned anything about the Canadian EV tariffs, which were just announced this morning on Monday, August 26th. But according to the news article, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his government is basically imposing a 100% tariff on Chinese-made EVs, which would basically effectively double the price of particularly the Model Y, because the Model Ys that are sold in Canada at the moment are coming from Shanghai. So obviously this is not a great thing. They've also added some tariffs on Chinese steel and aluminum, which again depends on which way you look at it. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. But from an EV perspective, I think, going through this article, I think it's, it would hurt Tesla. However, it's not going to. And again, the reason why is because Tesla, they're always playing 4D chess. Remember that. And all they're going to have to do here is, rather than importing their EVs from China, they just import their EVs from their factories in Fremont and Texas. And they get around this 100% tariff on their EVs. So the fact that Tesla is dropping like a rock this morning doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I don't think this bodes well for other Chinese EV makers, but given the fact that, again, Tesla can pivot very quickly, and I can guarantee you they will, and we'll keep you up to date on that. I'll definitely be watching over the next few days and few weeks. There wasn't a whole lot of information in terms of exactly when these tariffs are going to come into place. But again, I'm not worried about this.